Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're discussing a watch that has captured my imagination and my heart. It's the Manufacutre Royale 1770 Flying Tourbillon. You can see and you can purchase this extraordinary, independent manufacturer, high horology Flying Tourbillon in steel on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoyed these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this extraordinarily affordable Manufacutre Royale 1770 Flying Tourbillon. Now, I've heard of Manufacutre Royale, and I've read about their movement arm, TEC Bausch. They are a true manufacturer out of Valourbe, Switzerland, but nevertheless, I feel as though this watch bucks the typical industry trend, which tends to be sensational marketing and often a lack of substance. This watch is the exact opposite, as I feel not enough has been said about it, considering the accomplishment of its watchmaking and its finishing. It's even an aesthetic success, and that is difficult to pull off in the somewhat overloaded and overblown tourbillon market, which frankly has been flooded since the 2000s. This feels like a breath of fresh air. Let's start with the fit, because even that's extraordinary. A 43mm watch, it wears like one of the lugless timepieces of the 70s. Steel and 43 across. You can see how the watch has an extraordinarily short set of lugs, such that across the case, across the wrist, it's only 44.3mm. Effectively, a 43mm steel watch that fits lug to lug like a 36mm Rolex Datejust, and it's only 11.8mm thick in spite of the modular case and lug construction, with a generously sloped disco volante style bezel that allows it to fairly easily slide underneath dress cuffs. Many have asked, why can't I simply buy an ultra haute de gamme, handmade, hand-finished, high horology complication in a steel case? Why do I have to pay a precious metal premium? Here you don't. And not only does the watch wear easily because of the unique construction of the case, and you can see how the case form, the bezel, and the actual form of the lugs are separated for ergonomics, but because there's also a lot of air inherent in the volume of this case construction, it's lighter than you expect. The strap is beautifully made but minimalist in its profile. Rectangular scale, soft black alligator leather on the top. You can see it's actually a seamless strap in profile without stitching, and on the underside, a very supple, small scale alligator leather for ultimate durability. Gator being tougher, you generally see it only on the top of straps. Here, both sides. The pin buckle is polished, spade style, and easily adjusted, keeping the profile of the watch in the ergonomic equation comfortable, simple, and low. Now, the timepiece features a wonderfully sculpted case. You can see the step of that disco volante style knife edge bezel. You can see the individual screws that are used, along with small pylons to mount the flanking broncard that represent the lug structures. And then you can see on the case back, frankly, the movement is finished beyond what you would expect in a tourbillon that you can purchase pre-owned for under $20,000. For one thing, all of the finish is by hand. The anglage on the edge of every bridge is beautifully round, arced, and mirror finished. It's the real thing, not executed with a machine, done by hand. Every screw head is black polished, and it's slot chamfered. The circumference of every screw head has been treated and chamfered. The Côte de Genève are rich. This is the real thing again, not stamped. This is executed at the level you would expect from the best manufacturers, from the likes of Audemars Piguet or Vacheron Constantin. And yes, the watchmaking accomplishment for this tourbillon, adjusted in 6 positions, is everything you would expect from a company dubbed Manufacutre Royale. While the name does stem from the 18th century watchmaking workshop set up by Voltaire, the reality is it doesn't need that historical prologue or pretext to be outstanding, regarded, and revered. The substance is there in the 108-hour power reserve, the beautifully discreet power reserve scale on the dial, the flying tourbillon with no upper bridge, easy to see, and graced by both free-sprung durability, that is, the index can't actually move due to vibration or shock, but also, as you can see, the iridescent palette and palette wheel, a completely unlubricated silicone escapement. Again, very impressive to see all of this in a watch from an independent manufacturer, much less one that costs under $20,000 pre-owned. This is an extraordinary dial with a beautiful dark gray matte finish, gorgeous diamond polished, faceted, and uniquely designed dart style indices, and a beautiful circular grained hour track outboard that acts as a rayhawk, taking the lip of the bezel and then visually uniting it with the dial. You can see the broadsword style diamond polished faceted hands are easy to view. This is a very legible and very functional tourbillon. Oftentimes these can be a little bit difficult to use. They don't always function well as actual wristwatches and time-telling instruments. This one, legible at a glance, beautiful, uncommon, very reasonably priced. If you ever wanted a high horology movement with no excuses necessary, but you didn't want to pay a precious metal premium, you really have to consider the Manufacutre Royale 1770 Flying Tourbillon, available for purchase on our website.